moment for Miguel Oliveira.
Let's stop you. I've seen for a while though.
The great thing about that is he'll never do that again.
He won't do that again. No, you live and learn, don't you? I was just about to say, actually, one of the nicer comments I heard from Miguel Oliveira while he was talking to the media gathered here in Valencia was that he showed a lot of faith in KTM by joining their Moto2 project. That KTM Moto2 chassis was completely brand new when they came into Moto2 in 2017. They took on Kalex, who were the dominant force in terms of chassis manufacturers in the Moto2 World Championship. And he said, it took a lot of trust and faith in me to be convinced to go and join them in Moto2. And he said, now, thankfully, after a good couple of years with Red Bull KTM in the Intermediate World Championship, they're now putting the trust back in me and moving me up into the MotoGP World Championship next year.
Kaki Nakagami's got straight up to speed. That's a 32.7 from him. That's only a couple of tenths shy of what he managed yesterday. Just coming up for almost 1 o'clock local time, so we'll be on air again with you for the next hour. Then we'll take a short break and be back for the final 2 hours as well, as Marc Marquez is out there then in one of his 2019 machines. And already straight down to business is Marquez.
Yeah, the track time was heavily curtailed yesterday by the weather, but when the track was dry and warm enough for the riders to go out there, Marc Marquez had to limit his time on the circuit because of that weak left shoulder. Of course, he doesn't want to do any more damage. Another crucial 2-day test coming up for him next week in Jerez as well. Here's one of the men, we briefly saw Franco Morbidelli there. One of the most eye-catching performances of day one of 2019. Pre-season testing yesterday with Morbidelli in 6th place. As we mentioned earlier, it seemed like he was out on a kind of hybrid bike, a Johann Zarco 2017 spec chassis with a 2018 Valentino Rossi engine. He said his riding style, which was always naturally smooth, he had to get a little bit more aggressive when he was on that 100 to muscle that RC213V around. He said, straight away I could feel I'm going to have to go back to my more natural riding style. This Yamaha demands a lot more finesse than the Honda. And he said this was not intentional either. He got behind Valentino Rossi for a couple of laps, and then Valentino Rossi got behind him as well. And he said when he was behind Rossi and on board the Yamaha, he said the bike was everything that Valentino told him it was going to be. There was no surprises for Franco Morbidelli. It was the beast he was expecting.
Well, Marc Marquez has only completed 2 laps. He's gone to 3rd, and he's up by almost 4 tenths in Sector 1 on this 2019 spec Honda. He's having some fun out there, and he's almost half a second up here. There is a chance that we could see the fastest lap of the test coming.
Oh, nice to see him breaking himself in gently then, Marquez. I mean, this is just his 2nd flying lap. This is lap 3 of the day here for Marc Marquez, and he's already up by almost half a second in the first 2 splits. Danilo Petrucci's 1:31.944. Well, that's going to get absolutely smashed out of the park here. Marc Marquez.
Well, another couple of tenths made in this final sector, and we could actually be into the 130s.
Just lighting up the rear tyre, spinning it up, coming through that famous turn 13. Now, Marc Marquez, if he has picked up that couple of tenths like Steve said, let's track him over the line there. Marquez goes down to a 1:31.068. He's almost 9/10 of a second faster than Petrucci, and by 4/10 of a second, it's the fastest lap of the test so far. And that's his 3rd lap of the day.
Okay.
2019 Honda works pretty well.
Yeah, we're not hanging about here, and he's on another flying lap as we speak. Franco Morbidelli's improved again, impressive as he was yesterday. He's up into 4th place, but well, the man who was fastest yesterday has said, okay, I've seen enough of this, my go. He's coming out of pit lane now. That is a pretty impressive lap time from Marc Marquez at this stage. Into Sector 2, 10th off.
It's not like he's out there, is it, either, Steve? On soft rubber, he's got the medium front, medium rear tyre on. The plain black Michelin rubber as Franco Morbidelli comes out of the final corner on the Petronas Yamaha SRT machine. 4th place for Morbidelli, a 1:32.100. When Valentino Rossi had a quick look, behind his protege yesterday. A couple of laps Rossi spent on the coattails of Franco Morbidelli. He said he just looked so comfortable. He looked so at ease. He wasn't fighting the bike like he was doing so often at Honda. And Rossi said he could tell straight away, psychologically, on day one of the winter testing, Morbidelli got a big boost. You know, he says immediately when you get on a more competitive bike, it's just a massive mental jolt.
Well, we got one of the Twitter questions come through actually about Morbidelli. Do we think Franco Morbidelli can fight for podiums next year? I think that we're probably in agreement in this commentary box. Absolutely, he can contend for podiums next year. It's not going to be easy because there's a lot of competition for podium positions, but he's got the bike under him.
I think without any shadow of a doubt he's going to be fighting for podiums. Johann Zarco was able to do it, Steve. Next year we know that Franco Morbidelli, his motorcycle, his M1, is going to be starting the year in the same spec as Rossi and Vinales. So for me, right from the get-go next season, I think Franco Morbidelli will be eyeing the big prizes next year. Marquez is on another hot lap here. He's just come through the second sector up by almost a tenth of a second on his own previous best. We're tracking on this tight, tricky infield section. This is through turn 10. Then it slows down for this tight right-hander, turn 11. Then he'll fire it up towards turn 12, but caught out so many rides in the rain conditions last weekend. This is where Valentino Rossi crashed out second place in the second leg of the Valencia Grand Prix. A few dark clouds gathering ahead again, aren't they, in Valencia? Let's hope they don't start chucking any rain down. And then this downhill turn 14. Marc Marquez then, an 85km/h final corner. He's going to come over the line very, very shortly. Has he improved again? He has. It's a 1:31.019. So Marquez now almost a full second clear of Petrucci in second place. I think he loves that 2019 factory Honda. Simon.
Yes, I'm with Massimo Merigali. Massimo, can you give us a bit of a rundown on what the plan is for Valentino and Maverick today?
Yeah, basically, both riders have the same plan. Yesterday we tested, let's call the first engine evaluation. Now we have the second one that will be compared with the first one. So to